What is up, YouTube? I'm Adam Odell, Chief Investment Strategist at moneymarkets.com, and I'm joined again this week by my research analyst, Matt Clark, and we're here for another episode of Ask Adam Anything. We have a question about a specific stock, but it pulls up a more of a philosophical question this week, Matt, and that is that wealthy investors often follow the advice to buy low and sell high, whereas wealthy traders often warn you against catching the proverbial falling knife. So we're going to look at one falling knife this week, Coinbase stock, and we're going to talk about philosophically whether it's a buy, a sell, a hold, and who you should follow, my crypto guy, as far as Coinbase, as well as the next generation of altcoins and major blue chip coins as well. So let's get into that this week, Matt.
Absolutely. And thanks again. I enjoyed the week off. I kind of missed it, but I enjoyed the week off. And I thought your conversation with Ian, who we'll talk about a little bit later, was excellent when it comes to just all encompassing crypto. Ian is definitely the guy who knows his stuff. Again, if first off, thank you to everyone who watches our videos. Adam, Charles, myself, our entire team, we take a lot of pride in doing these, and we really enjoy when we get feedback from you guys. So if you guys have any questions or comments about a particular stock or sector or anything like that, or maybe even the broader economy, we would love to entertain those. If you can email us, the email address is feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We'll put that down below, or you can also comment on our YouTube channel. We do take those as well. Again, we'd love to see your feedback, love to see your comments and your questions. So flood us, flood the zone. Totally fine with that. Now, today's question, interesting. It comes from actually one of your subscribers, Adam. And I think you're right. It hits on not just it hits more on something philosophical as opposed to maybe just something that is maybe just focused on just one particular stock. And the email is, one of your new recommendations is to buy Coin or Coinbase at a 66% discount. Now, when I look at the chart for Coin, it's on a large downward trend, although not uncommon now in the market. Very true. But you also said in the past that we only like to buy stocks that are generally on an upward trend for the best success. Being extremely new to investing, can you help me understand? Sincerely, John. This raises a lot of moving parts to this question, because you and I and Charles, we all are very well known for going on and telling people that our philosophy is to buy high and sell higher. There's a lot of different reasons for that. But John raises an interesting question here as far as with Coinbase, when you have a stock that's trending down, how does that fit into the philosophy? So I'll let you kind of take away from that.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I mean, first of all, it's easy to get confused when you listen to all the maxims and the sayings on Wall Street, because some of them are basically, opposing sayings. And really what it comes down to is, what style of an investor are you? What type of investment vehicles are you buying and selling? And what is your holding period? Are you looking to be in a trade for 3 or 4 months? Or are you looking to be in a trade for 3 or 4 years? Or maybe 3 or 4 decades, okay? So when people talk about buy low and sell high, they're talking about buying a stock that is cheaply priced, a stock that has fallen in value recently, and that is trading at an attractive valuation. And it's kind of like the Warren Buffett style of investing, and you can make money that way. But as you kind of teed up for me, Matt, we talk about the momentum principle, which is buy high and sell higher. Now, if you're trading options over a 3 to 4 month time frame, as I do in my home run profits trading service we've been running for over a decade now, you don't have time to get into a falling stock. If the stock is falling, you first have to wait for that stock to stop falling. Usually the stock will trade sideways for a while, then it'll start to turn higher, and then maybe it'll catch a nice rally. And if you wait for that full progression of the bottom and the turnaround to happen, when you're buying, let's say, call options on a stock, and you only intend to hold those call options for 3 to 4 months, you don't have time for that turnaround to happen. And that's why buying a high or buying a bullish breakout, when you're buying a shorter term call option buying trade, that makes more sense than buying low and selling high. That said, if you're a longer term investor and you want to look for the future of the cryptocurrency market and the people that are servicing that market, and you're looking at Coinbase and you think, hey, Coinbase 5, 10, 15 years from now is going to be much more valuable than it is now, then you're a longer term investor and you may want to consider buying low and selling high. I put out a piece recently, suggesting that you can buy Coinbase at a 66% discount right now, because Basically, a year ago, Coinbase IPO'd on April 14th of 2021, so just over a year ago now, and they IPO'd at $381 a share. Okay, so I put out a piece that said, look, you may in the future have the opportunity to buy shares of Coinbase at a 50% discount or more. And if you wait, if you resist the urge to buy Coinbase on its IPO day, which I know that's FOMO, it's big out there. You know, everybody wanted to rush in and buy it, and some suckers actually paid more than $400 because it ran up that day and then kind of collapsed and has been trending down since then. But my point is that a lot of IPOs actually fall 50% before they climb 50%. And if you're just patient, you can actually buy those IPOs at a 50% or greater discount. And that's exactly what I predicted would happen with Coinbase. And that's exactly what has happened. Shares are currently trading for about $138 a share. They're trading at their all-time lows, and they're trading at a 60-some% discount from their IPO price. So certainly you're getting a much better deal buying Coinbase now. Now, that said, you don't have to follow one advice or the other. You don't have to try to catch the falling knife, so to speak. And you don't have to just try to buy low and sell high. What you can do is see that now Coinbase is trading at a deep discount. And for the timing of your entry, you could wait for the trend to turn higher. You could wait for the 2 or 3 or 4 month trend to be positive, meaning that the current price is better than the price 2 or 3 or 4 months ago. And then you can use that early uptrend as a sign that things are turning around and you get into the stock. So that's one thing to consider. Certainly the market's kind of shaky right now. Everybody's concerned about the rate hikes. So one idea would be to either dollar cost average into this trade, buy little chunks at a time as the price is falling, or it would be to wait until an uptrend develops and then to buy at that price. So that would be kind of my general advice for right now.
Now, one thing to point out here when it comes to Coinbase, and I'm just looking at some of its metrics here, value-wise, Coinbase has almost flipped, has done a 180 in terms of its value metrics. Right now, I'm looking at a price to earnings ratio of about 9.3, 9.28, give or take, and a price of sales of 3.8, price to book of 4.6. These metrics were considerably higher even just 6 months ago.
That's exactly right. And that's one of the reasons I actually warn against buying an IPO. A lot of times an IPO comes out when the company, the private company has been doing really, really well, and they get a lot of hype and excitement around a price to earnings ratio that just doesn't make sense. So last April 2021, Coinbase was trading at a P/E ratio, a price to earnings ratio of 97. That is nosebleed valuation. And that's one reason why I thought there's no reason to buy this at $380 some a share. Let's wait. Let's see if the revenue actually grows the way that they expect it to. Let's see if the price comes down to a more reasonable valuation. And that's exactly what's happened. So that P/E ratio went from 97 down to about 9. So a greater than 90% reduction in the valuation metric of this company. And part of that is due to the declining price. The price has come down by 60-some%. But the other part of that, the denominator in that ratio, is the earnings. Earnings in April of 2021, when the stock IPO'd, were 89 cents per share. More recently, the most recent quarter's earnings were $3.94 per share. So Coinbase has grown its earnings per share by more than 340% since its IPO in just a year. And so really you're getting a better stock. You're getting a lot more earnings at a much lower price than you would have if you had paid that IPO price back in 2021.
So the key here is, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that you have to look at a lot more than just kind of the direction of a stock price. You've got to look at a lot of different fundamental and technical information, which is actually what our stock power rating system does for you. And that is, we analyze 6 different metrics, 3 technical, 3 fundamental, to kind of give you an overall greater picture of what a stock is doing now and what we expect it to do down the road. Is that kind of a good assessment of what you're looking at here?
Absolutely, Matt. We've talked about momentum today. That's the idea of buying high and selling higher, buying things that are in uptrends and going up faster than the market. We've also talked about value, buying a cheap price to earnings ratio. 9 is a lot cheaper than 97. So we've talked about two of the factors that drive market beating returns, but there are at least four others. As you know, our rating system considers six of the factors that have been proven by academic research to drive the stocks toward market beating returns. That's momentum, size, volatility, value, quality, and growth. And if anybody wants to go to moneyandmarkets.com, on the top right-hand corner, you can type in any ticker symbol you'd like. Go ahead and type in Coinbase. COIN is the ticker, coin. Pretty easy. And you'll see the overall rating on that stock. Now, spoiler alert, the stock does not rate all that well yet. It rates 28 out of 100. And part of the reason is that Coinbase is a newer company. So a lot of our metrics look back 5 or 10 years. And if they don't have those operating metrics, 5 or 10 years ago, then they're going to be penalized by that. The other reason for the rating is basically the price decline. Okay, so we're looking for positive momentum. Coinbase is a fairly large company, so it gets penalized there, and the volatility has been quite high. So what you'll see is that of the six factors, three of those are price-based factors. And since Coinbase's price has been trading lower, those are the worst scores overall. But if you look at Coinbase's valuation metric, 59 out of 100, not so bad. If you look at its growth metrics, 60 out of 100, pretty good. Again, that's going to get penalized because it only has a few quarters of actual numbers to report. So a 60 for a young company is actually really strong. And then for quality, it rates 85 out of 100. I think its net margins, net profit margins are in the 40s, and it has much more cash than it does have debt. So all in all, I think Coinbase as a company is moving in the right direction. Its share price is not. So if you're a long-term investor that likes buying lower and lower and lower prices, either by dollar cost averaging or just trying to pick a bottom, Coinbase looks very attractive right now. And as far as the company operationally, I think they're on an upswing. I think that obviously the crypto trend is a mega trend that is very real. And I'm not an expert on crypto. I know a lot about trading and investing and quantitative analysis. But for all of my crypto expertise, I look to my crypto guy, Ian King. Just as you alluded to, I gave you the week off last week and talked to Ian about his next gen coin, which I actually own some of. And so I think that if anybody's interested in really getting boots on the ground, firsthand, real expertise in the crypto market, Ian is my guy, and he should be your guy as well.
And he has talked about this next gen coin, which he expects to be, I think he said, bigger than Bitcoin. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, bigger than Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely. So this is basically everybody's second chance to get into Bitcoin at a very low and early point.
And I would encourage anyone who's very interested in crypto investing, wanting to know more about crypto investing and maybe getting their toe in the water, or maybe you're already experienced and you want just that added bit of firepower to bolster your crypto wallet. Definitely check out Ian King. We'll put up a link here to where you can find out more information about Ian and his service involving crypto trading. Again, the guy's a genius. He knocks it out of the park. I talk to him on a regular basis about crypto. Adam, I know you talk to him all the time about crypto. That's where we get our information about cryptocurrency is direct from Ian. Adam, that's all the questions I have for you. Again, I do want to thank John for asking his question about Coinbase. I think this opened up a really, really good conversation about how you can look at a lot of different factors when you're trying to trade. I think this opens up a door about IPOs, even though we've seen the IPO market significantly scale back of late, mainly due to market concerns, inflation, of that nature, but I think that's temporary. I think once we get past this inflationary period, we're going to start seeing the IPO and M&A market really start to tick up again. I think we're going to start seeing SPACs warm up again, and this is going to bring this question even more into the picture. So I think it was a great question to ask, and you did a great job really pointing us in the right direction, letting us know what we need to look at as smart investors.
Sounds great. Well, good talking to you again, Matt, and we'll do it again next week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.